Are you ready for some football? Are you ready for a party? Yeah, Billy Bob here, and welcome back to the first edition in 2025 of Monday Morning Quarterback in Billy Bob's backyard. Okay, so let's get the rules right off the bat. In Monday Morning Quarterback, we're going to talk football, but not only football, because there's other sports going on. So you could be the Monday morning quarterback of anything, right? Football, politics, music, your own personal life. You know, you could Monday morning quarterback anything. So that's what we're going to do on Monday Morning Quarterback in Billy Bob's Backyard Barbecue. So the first thing I want to talk about today is errors and omissions from yesterday's special public service announcement, or PSA, talking about back to school, right? I talked about the school bus etiquette. I talked about slow down, take your time. But when I said slow down, I didn't specifically talk about the school zone, okay? Some are 15 miles an hour, some are 20. The one right by our house is 15. It isn't that long. It's maybe a quarter of a mile. So just slow down. And they give you like a mile or two grace, but they're not giving you 10 miles an hour. Why do you need to go 10 miles an hour over anyway? So they're not giving you that, okay? They might give you that for a day or two. They'll flash their lights. They'll give you a warning. But just don't do it. Remember what I said yesterday? What did I say yesterday? When in doubt, don't, right? When in doubt, don't. So don't speed in a school zone. By the way, the other thing, this is just a tip. When you're approaching from the side, the direction that people are going into the school to drop off or pick up their kids, and it's more than one lane, which it typically is, stay in the left lane because they're lined up for a long time in the right lane to turn in and pick up their kids. And do not get in the way of them. It's not recommended. That's the error and omission from yesterday. Now, before I get to Monday Morning Quarterback, one other thing I want to talk about, and that's, my friends, this is unsolicited, but my friends at Pinch a Penny right here in Venice on 41, I guess we call that Venice Bypass, but Ron, Sherry, and Steve, the owners, Sherry and Steve, the owners, Ron just became a member of the group, Ron Zampino, and the reason I love going to this place is simply what happened today. But I'll digress and I'll go back 1 week ago. Last week I went in. I go there and get my water checked, right? You take I should have brought the bottle. You take your bottle in, they check your water. I do our own pool because it's salt, so it's easier. I go in and get the water checked. Last week, Ron says, well, looks like it used a little alkalinity, but it's supposed to rain. So why don't we hold off? Didn't sell me anything, right? This week, I go in, we had a lot of rain, so I figured the alkalinity is good, but I'm going to need some acid, some muriatic acid, because almost every week with a salt pool, you need to add a cup of acid. It brings the pH down, softens the water. So, and I figured I needed a bag of salt. A lot of rain. Chlorine, figured salt was getting lower. So I go in there with the intention of buying a jug of muriatic acid and a bag of salt. Sherry checks my water today. Ronnie's right there. And she's like, well, your salt is low. It's calling for 2 bags, but your chlorine is good. And I said, well, that's good. Should I still get a bag? And I said, and what about acid? I mean, we almost add acid every week. They go, Billy Bob, no need to do anything this week. So they could have sold me. I was prepared to buy a bag of salt, a jug of muriatic acid. Instead, keep your wallet in your pocket. We'll check it next week. Now, that's why I love these guys, because they're out to tell you the right things and not just sell you something, right? Excuse me. That calls for a big, beautiful Billy Bob Bud Light Just Right. All right, let's talk about some of the stuff that happened in the last couple days. We got today the first AP poll of the preseason. Top 25. Now, I'm not going to give you the top 25. I'm going to give you the top 10 real quick. Texas, number 1. Penn State, number 2. Ohio State, number 3. Clemson, 4. Georgia, 5. Notre Dame, 6. Oregon, 7. Alabama, number 8. LSU, 9. And the University of Miami Hurricanes, number 10. Now, as long as you're in the top 10, maybe even the top 15, it doesn't matter where you start, right? It matters where you finish. So, but that's it. It came out today. And so we had the, let's see what else we got going on. We had the NFL preseason. I'm not going to talk about all the different scores. It's preseason. Here's what you're looking for. We know the starters aren't playing. You're looking to see what the rookies are doing, what the young guys are doing. And you might say, well, hey, Billy Bob, it's like the rookies are playing against the second team or the third team. Well, that second or third team, those guys were all starters in college football at one point or another, or already been in the NFL, and they're just not on the first team. But it's still your speed, your timing, all those different things. And so, there was some good things around the country, different teams. For the Browns, Shedeur Sanders looked pretty good. Again, first game. Who was he playing against? Don't know. Buckeyes, Emeka, Travion, Captain Jack. I don't know much about it. I saw he had 2 tackles. One was a solo, one was assist. Will Howard didn't play. Had I think he has a broken finger on his throwing hand. So, but I didn't see a whole lot more than that. It's early. We'll get to it. There's a lot of stuff. We got more games this week. Baseball, we're coming down. We got another, I think, 40 games, about what I counted, 30-something games. And those games are getting hot and heavy. If you're an Indians fan, there's 6, I believe it's 6 games out of first place behind the Tigers and a half game out behind the Yankees in the wild card. Hey, let's talk OHIO podcast. I listened to last night's show. I listened to it today when I was riding my bike and after. It's about a 2-hour show, so you may have to listen to it in segments. But their special guest was Doug Lamarice, and he has a podcast, Kings of the North. Now, he's also let's try it. Slow down, Billy Bob. He is also a not only a podcaster, King of the North, but he spends a lot of time, and he with the Buckeyes. He was a beat reporter with the Browns at one time. But go and listen to yesterday's and watch yesterday's podcast, YouTube, the OHIO podcast. Great show. I listened, took me 3 segments, but I did it all today. Listened to the whole show. Very entertaining. Great show. Great questions. Great answers. Check it out. Now, NASCAR, they were at Watkins Glen, New York. Go bowling at the Glen. This happens from time to time over the years. Shane Van Gisbergen won the third road course race in a row. And, people are like, oh, even me, like, oh my God, Gisbergen again. Well, it happens sometimes. So now we need somebody to step up and, get close enough to maybe give them the little bumper, move them over and win a race. 2 races left before they get into the playoffs. They got Richmond this coming weekend, and then the final race to qualify to get into the playoff is Daytona in a couple weeks. Golf was really good this weekend. They played the LIV tournament, and the LIV tournament was actually on a station you could watch. It was on FS2. And it went down to a 3-man playoff. Dean Ballester, Josele, Josele, I can't even pronounce his last name, and John Rahm. So on the first hole, Dean, let's see, come on, Billy Bob. Dean Burmeister, Josele Ballester, and John Rahm. There we go. We got it. We got it. Dean Burmeister won on the first hole of sudden death. And then the first of 3 matches for the FedEx Cup, St. Jude's Classic, South Winds in TPC South Winds in Memphis. That went down to a playoff too. That was a 3-hole playoff between Justin Rose and JJ Spawn. 3 holes. So on the third, they played 18 3 different times. The first 2 times they both birdied it. The third time they moved the hole, dug it out, moved it. And so a little different approach from the fairway. And they both had good putts for birdie. Spawn kind of left his out there, and Justin Rose drilled his birdie, winner, chicken dinner. And now we go to we go next to Maryland, Caves in Owings Mill, Maryland. And going into this with Scotty Scheffler leading with 4,806 points, Rory McIlroy 3,444, Sepp Straka 2,595, Russell Henley 2,391, and Justin Thomas 2,281 points. Probably doesn't really have a chance to win it. Probably comes down to Scheffler, McIlroy. Probably comes down to those 2. So that's what I got. Hey, we're going to roll into this thing. It's first week of Monday morning quarterback in Billy Bob's backyard. So I'm getting my mojo back. I've been listening to podcasts. I've been watching, because it's football season, right? And I took a little hiatus. You got to in the summertime. Not that I was totally out of touch, but I'm getting back in the groove. So we're going to work on some game day stuff. We got to coordinate the OHIO podcast boys. They're going to do some game day stuff this year. So I don't want to step on them. I don't want them to step on me. So we have to figure it out, which we will. In the meantime, this is what Mondays are all about. We're back, as I said, we're back in the groove. America, land of the free because of the brave. Stay focused, America. Billy Bob, peace out.